Sophie Cunningham back in Indiana. Yesterday we got news Lexi Hull was returning. We already knew Cece was going to be there. The question was...
I said it first. WNBA Pro called it. And now it's official. Sophie Cunningham is back with the Indiana Fever on a one-year deal. The enforcer returns. The chemistry is restored. And suddenly the rest of the league is paying attention. Just 2 days ago, Caitlin Clark tagged Cunningham on TikTok with 3 simple letters. WID. 48 hours later, the message couldn't be clearer. She wasn't just responding. She was signing. The most talked about reunion of the WNBA offseason is now complete, and the Fever instantly feel more dangerous, more physical, and far more intimidating. This isn't speculation anymore, it's reality. Indiana just added edge, confidence, and attitude in one move, and the tone around this team has shifted overnight. The anticipation is over, the statement has been made, and the Fever are sending a loud message to the entire league. Welcome back to WNBA Pro. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for, and it's time to celebrate.
And then hopefully Amber Cox will get her head out of her rear end and start putting together a team that makes us say, damn, we have it good over here. Puts together a team that makes Cece say, damn, I want to stay here. You see what they're doing in New York. Why would Sabrina want to leave New York? Why would Stewie want to leave New York? Why would John Cole...
Sophie Cunningham is officially returning, and the confirmation came from ESPN's Alexa Phillip. 1 year, back to the Indiana Fever, and the roster transformation is accelerating fast. She now joins returning free agents Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull, fresh additions Monique Billings and Ty Harris, and the already locked-in core Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Michaela Timpson, forming an 8-player foundation that didn't exist just a week ago. Count it. Clark, Mitchell, Boston, Hull, Cunningham, Billings, Harris, Timpson. 8 names, 8 pieces, and still a number 10 pick waiting in the draft with more roster spots open. That's not just productivity. That's precision. Amber Cox didn't simply navigate free agency. She executed a blueprint under a brand new salary cap that nobody had experience handling, stacking scoring, defense, rebounding, and depth in rapid succession. Mitchell adds firepower. Hull delivers defensive grit. Billings stabilizes the front court. Harris secures the backup guard role, but Cunningham injects the one element you can't manufacture: identity. Clark is the engine, Mitchell the scorer, Boston the anchor, Hull the fighter, Billings the connector, and Cunningham the soul, the emotional voltage that ties everything together. With her return, the lineup doesn't just look deeper. It feels complete, unified, and far more dangerous. The Fever didn't just rebuild. They reassembled their heartbeat. And when that heartbeat is synchronized, this team becomes a nightmare matchup across the league. Before diving into what this means for 2026, rewind the clock, because Cunningham's return isn't just another signing. It's the inevitable continuation of a bond that was always pulling this franchise back together.
If this is enough to get it done. If not, they're going to pivot next year. This is the last chance to run this whole thing back, to do this song and dance one more time. Because after next season, AB is going to get paid, CC is going to get paid, and it's going to be time to build around those two.
June 17, 2025. Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, the night that permanently altered Sophie Cunningham's trajectory. During a heated stretch, J.C. Sheldon caught Caitlin Clark in the eye, another physical challenge in a season where defenses constantly tested the rookie star, but this time someone who understood the pattern was watching closely. Cunningham had seen those tactics before, even heard conversations about pushing Clark physically. So when the contact happened, she reacted instantly, stepping in without hesitation and dropping Sheldon to the floor on national television. Both players were ejected. Marina Mabry was tossed after shoving Clark, and Cunningham even chipped a tooth in the chaos, yet never backed down. The clip exploded across social media. Her following surged past 1 million, and she became the most talked about role player in the league, not for numbers, but for sending a clear message. Clark wasn't standing alone anymore. From that moment forward, every Fever game carried a different edge, because opponents understood that crossing the line meant dealing with number 8, fearless and ready. That kind of psychological shield doesn't show up in the box score, but it changes everything. It gave Clark room to breathe, opened space for Mitchell, and injected the entire roster with confidence. That's what Indiana just regained with this one-year deal. Not just a rotation piece, but a tone-setting presence, a surge of intensity, and a mentality that warns a league that any cheap shot comes with consequences.
Howard. They better not bring Natasha Howard back. I'm just gonna say they better not bring Natasha Howard back. I don't want to see Natasha Howard back. Caitlin McBride, I don't think that's realistic. Misha Hines-Allen.
When Sophie Cunningham tore her MCL in August 2025, it wasn't just a setback. It halted her momentum at the worst possible time, forcing her to miss the closing stretch of the season and the entire playoff run while she watched from the bench in street clothes. She saw Caitlin Clark sidelined. She watched Kelsey Mitchell helped off the floor in a critical Game 5, and all she could do was support from the sideline, powerless to change the outcome. Then came 8 long months. 8 months of rehab, conditioning, rebuilding strength, and pushing through uncertain about whether the knee would fully respond. 8 months of seeing contracts signed across the league while she waited for the right opportunity. Now the payoff arrives, and it's bigger than most realize. She moves from roughly $100,000 last season to a deal shaped by the new CBA, where minimum salaries jump to around $270,000, a massive raise that reflects not just performance but impact. Indiana didn't simply bring back a role player. They secured a tone setter, a cultural cornerstone, an emotional backbone of the locker room. The one-year structure benefits both sides. Cunningham gets a prove-it season to boost her long-term value, while the Fever maintain flexibility, without sacrificing the player who defines their edge. It's a mutual wager. She's betting a healthy year alongside a fully loaded roster elevates her market, and Indiana is betting her presence turns deep playoff runs into a championship push, a gamble that could reshape the entire season. Though a new development this week suggests the path forward may not be entirely smooth.
Quick, if we could somehow get Gabby Williams over here, the Indiana Fever can actually throw her a duffel bag full of cash, like they should, like New York does, like Las Vegas does, just a duffel bag full of cash. Then we can have Sophie and Lexi coming off the bench.
Step back and look at what the Indiana Fever built in just 7 days, and it's hard not to see a contender taking shape. Caitlin Clark returns healthy and motivated, the league's most electric playmaker, already declaring Indiana the team to beat. Kelsey Mitchell brings elite scoring and proven leadership after carrying the offense through adversity, while Aaliyah Boston anchors the front court with all-star production and clutch presence. Lexi Hull adds relentless defense and perimeter shooting, and Sophie Cunningham comes back as the emotional spark, the tone setter who raises the team's edge the moment she steps on the floor. Monique Billings supplies rebounding and versatility. Tyasha Harris stabilizes the backup point guard role, and Michaela Timpson offers young frontcourt depth on a flexible deal. 8 players locked in. For returning starters, key reinforcements added, and the number 10 pick still waiting to complete the picture. The chemistry between Clark, Hull, and Cunningham, the trio that defines a locker room, returns intact. The same group that battled through injuries last season and still pushed deep into the playoffs. Now imagine that core healthy, reinforced, and prepared from day one. Clark running the offense for a full season, Mitchell freed from carrying the entire scoring load, Cunningham bringing intensity from opening night, Hull locked in long-term, and Boston finally supported in the paint. That's not just optimism. It's a logical leap for what they already accomplished under pressure, with the season opener looming. The energy builds toward a moment where the roster is whole again and the identity is fully restored. The enforcer is back, the chemistry is real, and the Fever are stepping into 2026 with championship expectations and momentum that the rest of the league can't ignore.